Hello everyone, I'm Blessing Bakashaba and welcome to Everything Woman. Everything Woman is a space where we come together as young women to discuss issues that affect us in our private, personal spaces. Today's show, we're going to be talking about how to embody fierceness unapologetically as women. And we're doing this simply because next week is Women's Day. So we're just ready to talk about how can we as women embody our fierceness. On today's show, I have two amazing. No, amazing is even two fierce ladies. Two fierce ladies. Yeah, two fierce ladies. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we can dive right into it.
Thank you, Blessing. Thank you for having me here. My name is Shadia Uzama. I am a lawyer, and I am a feminist, a proud feminist. I love everything women. I love supporting women, and I'm just excited in being spaces that celebrate women, uplift women, and discuss women. So I'm looking forward to the discussion today.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Blessing, for having me. I'm absolutely honored to be here. My name is Coach Kamshika. I'm a wellness coach and a life coach, a certified mindfulness practitioner, and I love everything woman. I really truly believe that when you empower a woman, you empower the world.
Yeah.
So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming all the way from Canada. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. I've been excited. I think I've been telling you guys, but honestly, personally, I've been excited for this topic because I think women, especially in Uganda, need to know how important it is to be fierce, to take power, to take your space in the world.
Yes.
So I want to start by asking a question. You can start from, what does it mean to be fierce? When people say, you might be wondering, what do you guys mean fierce? Do you want us to fight? Do you want us to... some people... So we need to clarify that, okay, this is what fierceness means, and well, let's start from there. What does it mean to be fierce unapologetically?
Fierce, yeah.
Yes.
I truly believe that to be fierce, it comes from the soul. So you are fierce from within. It's easy to embody fierceness or to be fierce on the outside. I can look very fierce. I can look unapproachable also. But I think when you are fierce from within, the soul, you speak before you enter a room. Your presence speaks for itself.
True.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what fierce is to me.
Yes.
Her definition, go.
I know, right? That I feel like
Her
she
soul,
has,
yeah?
No,
when
she
you
has,
enter a space, everyone can tell. But your presence... All right,
I love it as well, and it makes so much sense because when you look at women, especially specifically African women and our cultures, we've been conditioned to be timid, to be humble, and people think being fierce is actually just maybe being loud or what, but no. As she said, it comes from the soul, and as a woman, if you're fierce from within, you don't even have to say something for it to be seen. Exactly. So when you actually embody that and understand who you are and what your power actually is, then you will be able to. I feel like it comes out naturally. It comes out naturally. Yeah. So. Yeah.
She just said something about. I like what you said, but there's something I picked out.
Yeah.
The whole humility. You said they think when you're fierce, you're not humble. I want to clarify. Just because I'm loud doesn't mean I'm not humble. Women who are loud can actually be humble at the same time. Humility is just it doesn't have nothing to do with loud or quiet. Because you can be actually a very quiet person but very, very proud. So I think that's why people go wrong with the whole fierceness. They think just because Blessing is loud or just because Shadia is outspoken, then she's not humble.
Yeah, and I think like when you say about the being loud and the being outspoken, so I feel like that's where my problem is, especially with people. Because now women when a woman actually knows what she deserves, or knows her worth, or actually knows what she's made of, and she understands herself, sometimes you're not going to keep quiet when you feel like there's an injustice towards you. You're going to take up the spaces you believe you need to take up.
True.
So when you're, for example, in the workspace, you're going to know that there's certain things I cannot take as a woman or as me as a person, and that will just come out, and you will always be outspoken about it. But the problem is, they love putting women in a bubble, in a box. So when you are that person, that's when they say she's loud. But am I really loud?
No.
Or am I just outspoken? And
Speaking for myself.
do I just know what I deserve?
Yes.
Why men are not considered loud?
Yes.
When they know what they deserve.
How many times do you have? How many times do you hear that a man is loud?
So loud.
How many times? And there's so many loud men I know, and also there are quiet men as well.
Loud.
But how many times do you hear people saying that man is loud? It's always that woman is loud.
It's accepted. Thank you. It's accepted.
But
it's
a woman that has learned to tame her power knows when to use it.
Yes.
And when you learn that about yourself, you have the right to be loud.
Yeah. I think, can I maybe just cut in there? Because I want to ask, I'm really intrigued with this conversation. And Coach Kamshuka, like, you said you're a mindful coach, mindness and wellness. Yes. And I'm sort of also slowly, all of a sudden, I'm starting to get into that and wanting to like do meditation, and you get it's really interesting for me. So when you say that getting to know and feeling who you are, so how do you think, like as a woman, how do you get to that step? Because with like the conditions and with society, there's so many things we feel like we can't do or we shouldn't be, or who we are, and we are meant to believe that you're this type of woman. So how do I get to that point where I can embody who I actually am and be fierce from within? Yes.
In a mentally,
I mean, like, not just but like fully and like naturally and like believe it. Yeah.
It actually starts with you embracing your darkness.
Wow.
Because it's in your darkness that you actually come to your light.
Wow.
So, when I think of mindfulness, I think of being very conscious of how we think and how we respond and how we use our emotions, and how we manage our emotions. And when you're being loud because you have to say something, you are confident because you know this needs to be said. And mindfulness allows you to give you the platform to be confident. And so when you are, that's why I said, when you are a woman that has learned to tame your own wild and to know when to come out, you are powerful. Because if you silence your mind enough to allow yourself to get to a space where you can bring out of yourself that power, you empower others. Because they don't understand how is she so calm. But you have learned yourself. And it's in the mindfulness space.
And I think that also goes, you just said something that's immediately, it also goes back to self-love. Like, personally, I feel like this, like, lately, I love myself so much. Self-love. That things don't move me the way they used to move me. Like, I'm not going to be like, okay, Shadi is pissing me off. But I'm not going to react immediately because I was like, I have no energy for this right now. It's not worth it. So let me just let her be. You understand? Sometimes, before it was more like, I will have to get to it. Let's argue and then let's finish this thing. I have to prove my point. But that's what, like, there's no, it's okay. Then I think she's the winner. You know who's, at the end of the day, we know who won.
It's okay,
Because you just said, sit back and be like,
it really is. It really is, And like what you said, learning to tame your wild, like that's I think the biggest thing for me that I've picked up, because as a woman sometimes you struggle with like all these emotions and you don't know how to deal with them and how to put them out there, and you're struggling with also the social construct of how you should be as a woman, how you should react, what you should do in this situation. So this is really good.
So yes, it starts within your darkness.
Okay, within your darkness. That is, if you're listening, if you're watching, starts within your darkness.
And I think from that I can pick up because I know when you know, when you try to get to know yourself. And I know previously, I know I'm still an emotional person.
Yes.
I am.
Same here.
But yeah. I'm an emotional person. But obviously over the years you get to learn that you can use those emotions in better ways.
Yes.
And you can learn how to control them, and that's the power.
And controlling your body as well.
Like, and like everybody's waiting for you. And I used to be this person where something would happen and they'd be like, oh my God, you've taken Shadia's thing. It's like, let's wait for the drama.
But that's true. I've known her since high school.
Yeah, like from high
I've known her since high school, and that's true.
War.
Yeah.
And it was
She's
like,
a warrior.
wow. And but then I later realized, like, sometimes like your emotions can make or break you.
Yeah.
And like I don't want them to, like, I want to embrace them. I don't want to not be an emotional
Right. And be
person.
out of control.
But I want to be able to control them.
right.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to feel things when I need to
Feel
feel things
them.
in a way that I can feel them.
Absolutely.
And I want to be able to express them, but in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Like you need to I learned that
Healthy is
in
key.
a healthy way. Like
Healthy
you
is
don't
the
have to
word.
lash out all the time, or you don't have to go crazy. And that when you actually learn to embrace those emotions, as you said, it gives you so much power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it throws the other party off.
Oh,
'Cause they're
they
just like,
don't
And then
expect
they're like,
it.
yes.
They don't expect it.
yeah. Now
And-
they're so much more scared.
And instantly there's that
Yeah.
respect for you.
Yes. Yes.
Instantly there's that
Instantly.
respect for you. Because, for example, like if you'd go into a room or you'd go into a meeting and then like there are all that, for example, I've been in spaces where there are men, so many men, and they're going off and drawing this and
Right.
going that, and they're trying to like put you off and trying to put you down.
To put
but
you
then
down,
there's
yeah.
a way when you just like embody it and just look at them and you just take it in, and then you rise in it and you're like, no, I'm not going to now start exchanging
not be
words with
moved.
you. I will not be moved. I
right.
know who I am. I know what I'm saying. I know
Yes.
what I'm communicating.
Yes. They
And
get
it's like,
quiet.
and they get quiet.
Yeah.
And you're like, I hear you, but listen, this is what I'm telling you, and
Yeah,
this
and
is
it has to
it.
change.
And yes.
Yeah, that's
And-
my say on this.
Yes.
And all of a sudden they're like,
Oh,
Okay.
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 Yeah.
so yeah.
They
Yeah.
won't mess with you again.
And
Yeah, because
exactly.
they expected you to fight, but you're not fighting.
Right.
You're just like, okay, I'm going to speak last.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what my mind is saying. You either have to take it or leave it. But I've just made up my mind on this. So
Yeah.
you either take it or leave it.
Or live it. Yeah.
Love me or hate me.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah.
This guys, this
Take it
topic,
over.
this
Yeah.
topic, no. Please feel free. Me,
Yeah.
I always tell people, I want everything woman. This space to be a space where we feel safe as young women and to be able to speak. It's not like I feel like most of the times when we talk about women's issues,
Yeah.
it's more like we have to be on TV and it's a whole serious discussion. That's why I wanted an outdoor thing
Yeah.
where we're able to drink what we want to drink,
Yeah.
and we talk about things from the soul, from our heart, and express ourselves
Yeah.
in a real manner and
Yeah.
a real way and boldly.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Yeah, let's
We've
move
defined what fierceness means
Fierceness,
to
yeah.
us. For you out there, I know maybe it might mean something else to you, but this is what we are sharing. So my next question is, why should women be fierce? And in that same question, why should women be fierce? What happens when women aren't fierce? Aren't? What do they go through when you're not fierce? Because you can't be telling people to be fierce and they don't even know why they should be fierce. And what will happen if they're not fierce?
They're not fierce.
So let's discuss that.
Okay.
Women should be fierce because it is our birthright.
First, wait. Okay.
No, I love her. Like, listen.
You guys,
Please.
she didn't have to explain too much.
No.
It's just our birthright. If you didn't hear what she said, birthright.
I just love her. Birthright, women.
That's right.
It is your birthright.
That's it.
I hope everyone is listening.
It's
If you're
your
not fierce,
birthright.
it's your birthright. Step up.
That's it.
Step up. Step up today. Step up now.
We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to the generation of women that are to come.
And the ones before us.
And the ones before us, they were fierce.
Yeah.
They were.
And we are just playing it small.
Yeah.
They were much more fierce than we were.
Absolutely much more.
They fought times that were crazy.
Yeah.
My grandmother tells me stories and I'm like, you had to fight in the time in the
Right.
60s where
Yeah.
you were not even allowed to go to school and you had to go to school. And
Yeah, like there's a
my
time
grandmother left. My grandmother is, I feel like, okay, personally,
Yeah.
in our family, we are really, really strong women because of our grandmother. She's such a feminist. She was a feminist before her time. She was a feminist before she knew what feminism is. And she'll tell you, blessing me, it was in the 60s and I met your grandfather and we bought our first car together and I put it was 4,000 shillings.
Yeah.
I put 2,000, they put 2,000. Blessing, you need to know that equality is important.
Yeah.
And that if you don't put something on the table, you're going to be disrespectful. So for me with her, I'm just like, and that was the time where they felt like she was now, they used to judge her like, she's extreme.
Yeah.
What? These are times where things were harder.
Yeah.
If you see today people judge us, but that time it was worse.
Yeah.
So if you stand out that time, then you're really, for you, you're not, you are fierce, you are a rebel.
Yeah.
You are a rebel. You are a rebel.
And, like,
you are not fierce.
And like when you talk about like even going back, sometime I was on a Twitter space and it was a feminist Twitter space. And of course, you know how everybody these days is like, yeah, feminism these days, and they're all trying to put us down and put feminists down, and they're saying that you're doing too much, or that. Then there's a known feminist, she's Zambian, and she said, look guys,
I think I know. Is she called?
Feminist Witch?
But yeah, I was gonna say
Yes.
feminist witch. I love feminist witch.
Listen,
She's
she was like, you people, you don't know that. Do you know, if you read up on feminism going back, there were feminist vigilante groups. These women were not playing.
They weren't.
They were fierce. They wanted to ban everything down for their rights. And we're
For
like,
their
we shall
rights, they'll
ban
do
you
anything.
all. Like, we shall ban everything down.
Because because the disrespect they're going through was a bit too much.
Yeah.
Actually, you know that bit much was for me. When I look back, when I read stories and I read history, I am just like, I read a book and I'm like, you guys, God knew I had to be in this time.
Yeah.
Because if I was in that time, I think I would have died.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't take certain things. So now I'm looking at women who went through things that
The courage.
it's mind blowing. Like you guys, and that goes back to the mental wellness. Like these people, they didn't even have counselors, and as we need counselors now, they have to, because they went through trauma of where you have children, a man leaves you, and a man marries like 10 other women, and you don't even know how to deal with that, and you still have to stay. Because if you leave, society will judge you for leaving, and if you stay, society will still judge you for staying. So okay, what do you do next? So she has. I think she's. There was. I asked why should women.
We cut her off. So please continue.
Why should women be fierce?
Please continue.
We cut you off because
I said the word.
we cut you off because you said birthright, and we're all like,
And we just wanted to.
I said, excuse me.
It's our birthright. We deserve to be fierce because it is our passage into this world. If we do not walk the path with fearness, embodying fearness, we are not creating. We're not leaving anymore. So where will the generation next to come? What will they know to do? You know, it's because, like you said, it's because of the women before us that we are
here now.
So what happens to the next generation to come if we do not walk in the fierceness? And I believe that everybody embodies fierceness in a different way.
Yes, that's a
That's
good
a key
point.
one.
That's a key point. Yeah,
That's key because we're different people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone, you know, your fierceness will be different from mine.
Yes.
But I know that I am here. This is what I bring.
Yes.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
This is what I will create. This is the mark I will leave. This is my fierceness. And not that it cannot evolve.
Yes.
But as I learn more about myself, I will embody the greater fierceness. As we learn from each other.
And also, I think it's key what you just said about fierceness being different. How we embody it is different. That goes back to personality. We're different people. How Blessing will put out a point on how Shadi is going to put it out, or how even right now as we speak, I'm sure people are watching and they're like, okay, this one is like this one is like, because we are all different. But but what remains is key. The value of feminism, the value of fierceness will be. We all want equal rights. We all want women to be empowered. We all wish women the best. We want women to take up the space. So I think that's for me. That's because I see women every day. I've met so many feminists different from me, but I don't look at the difference. I look at what brings us together.
Yes. And like I really love that what Coach Kamshuka said with regards to we embody like fierceness in different ways. And I think it's because like sometimes women want to be that fierce woman, but then you're like, but I don't think that I can be that woman that's always like putting information out there, like who's usually like writing and encouraging people. Oh, I'm not so much into maybe social media or so much an outgoing person or whatever. So I think they sometimes they have that struggle of how am I supposed to be fierce because they're comparing themselves to other fierce women. And it's like all the women that you think about that are fierce, and they're like maybe they're so vocal about something, they're so out there, they're usually in the media, but like you can be fierce with yourself. You don't have to like be out there. You just have to find what works for you, what empowers you, what makes you feel like, you know what, there's no one that's going to put me down. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I'm fighting for. I know most importantly, you know who you are. And I think it's like the most beautiful thing when you're so comfortable in yourself.
I think also that goes back to, I love what she's saying about knowing who you are and the whole difference. I just want to put it together in a way that if any woman is listening today, and I know you're going to watch this because it's going to air on Women's Day, contentment. Being content in who you are as a woman, as a person, is very important. Because for me, when I look at people, we're different. Shadia's doing something different. She's a lawyer. I'm an activist. We're all different. She's a coach. Like, you see, if I want to come up and be like Shadia, I want to be, then I'm not going to find, I'm not finding myself. Are you really trying to find yourself? So I feel like once I know that, okay, this is blessing, and this is where I am, and this is my power, build on that power. Be content in your space. Content with you guys goes a long way. Even with friendship, even with relationships, with life. Even with life, like someone will wake up and be like, okay, me, I have this and this car and this one, and I'm like, I don't care because the one I have or the one I don't have, or I'm okay where I am. I know tomorrow I'll get there, but I'm going on my own pace. Like because life is different for each of us.
And I think that the whole point is that what we're trying to say is that there's so many women in this world. We're all so beautiful and like amazing in our own ways, and that's what we want to embrace. Like, we don't want to put women in one bubble and make them do certain things a certain way. We're not telling you that be this. We're just telling you that we just want women to know that this world has been unfair to you as a woman. This world has pushed you down as a woman, but we're trying to let you know that there's so much in you. This world has made you feel like as a woman, you're not worthy of certain things. Like, you can't do certain things. It goes back to traditions. It goes back to history, cultures, where certain, like, women were not worthy of certain things. Like, you're not worthy of eating certain foods. Or you're not worthy of doing certain things. You're not worthy of going to certain schools. Or, like, you're supposed to stop at a certain point in education. You're not worthy of, like... And women have been breaking barriers to show that, you know what?
Actually, we are.
Women can drive cars. Women can be in offices.
Women can fly planes. I have a friend, Bella. Let me shout out to Bella. Bella, I have a friend who's a pilot. Like, shit, this is normal. Like, it's not abnormal.
And that's we're telling you that there's power in every woman. And you just have to find your power as a woman and what works for you as you. And
True.
Yeah.
So we have answered why women need to be fierce. And I think what happens.
Before we just go back to the next point, I think like it's really important and it's really interesting why you have Coach Kamshuka here, because you'd wonder, okay, why do we have a wellness coach? But how else are you going to discover who you are? You get, and
she's our go-to person, by the way.
Yeah, and
it's like hit her DMs.
No, and the thing is, it's so hard to discover who you are on your own. Sometimes you need that help.
Yes,
you need that help. Do you know? So many times I've been asked, "Who are you?" and I don't know how to answer that question.
Because what do you feel like there's so many things.
There's so many.
And then you're like, okay, how do I put that in the box?
Yeah, like it's really important. It's a lot. It's a lot. So many things.
I've learned so much to relearn, to rediscover yourself.
Thank you.
Put a cap on your evolution. Never. Because who I am today, what I like today is good for today. When tomorrow comes,
it could be different.
Allow yourself, give yourself the permission to evolve.
Yeah. You know, Coach Kamshuka, there's something about Coach Kamshuka that even right before you came, who were talking.
No, like, listen, I love her.
No, listen why I love her. Listen why I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I've talked to her for, it's been a month now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she approached to women. She even in her texts and her messaging, and she reached out to me, and the respect. Yeah, she'll be like, "Hey, queen," you're like, "Yo," and then
like, you're a queen.
but-
She told me this. She was like, she called me queen, and I'm like,
She's
yes,
always-
you're a queen.
No, she didn't call me queen. Because she calls you queen every time she texts you.
Yeah.
Hey, queen, where are we meeting? Hey, queen. I'm like, yo, okay.
Yeah.
She's a woman's woman, and I love that.
Because we don't have this physical crown, but when we get out of bed every day,
Thank
step our foot
you.
on the ground, we are queens. We gotta take our seat. We gotta take our throne. This is who we are.
I know. I just hope the women are
Listening.
listening.
So when they wake up, they take their, they put on their crown and move.
You are.
I was just
queen.
finishing where I love her.
Yeah.
You asked her a question, and then she replied. She didn't say much.
Yeah.
A little, just her words will tell you what. She just said, asked her a question. She said, "It's your birthright," and us were like, "Okay, now."
No, she's
have
too zen for me. Like
No, she didn't have to talk too much to prove a point. No. The fear. Because sometimes I don't want to talk to her. If she asks your question, she will internalize it and be like, "Okay, blessing, birthright." I don't have to say too much. That is enough. Don't talk. Some people have to.
show up the
Some
same
people have
way.
to talk 100 words to explain a point.
No.
She summarizes your in 2 minutes. Huh?
Yeah, but like you see, that gets to show you how comfortable
She
she
is
is with
with
herself
herself.
and with
And
her
I'm
as a
learning about
person.
myself
Every
too.
day,
Yeah.
same.
So
I'm also
it's
discovering
an
that.
amazing
We want to be
Yeah.
want to be like you when we grow up. Girl, this I don't know if I should disclose this. Because she has 4 kids and she looks like this. I don't even know. Like, queens, can we start loving ourselves? Because you guys, it's important for women. Self-love. We have
Yeah.
noticed that
No, I
when you love
honestly-
yourself, you don't even let anyone stress you.
No, my journey
Friends,
to like discovering
boyfriends,
myself, like
husbands,
I
you're
don't
like,
know why
I
people
love
don't know
myself too much
this,
for
but like,
stress.
and I feel that's why like mindness coaches and wellness coaches are slept on, but the journey to discovering yourself is so amazing.
True.
It's so amazing. It's so uplifting. Every single day you're discovering things you didn't know. Every single day you're like, oh my god,
People are
I thought
waiting.
this was my cap, but I can actually go an extra mile.
Man,
I can do something
the
extra.
realization.
And you're like,
And
oh my
that's
god,
so-
and I thought I was in this bubble, and you're like, I like this too, and I like that, and I like that, and I can do this.
You know, people are always waiting to feel butterflies in their relationship.
Yeah,
But when you rediscover yourself and you constantly discover yourself, you always feel the
those
butterflies.
butterflies for yourself.
For yourself.
For yourself.
Since this year started, I've been feeling better for myself every day. That's simply because
I
I chose
love
to
that for
love
you,
myself.
blessing.
I said,
I love that for
no,
you.
no more society stressing me.
Yeah.
If I post something you don't like it, it's okay.
Hey, you like
Life.
it.
I like it.
I like
It's
myself.
my
I like
page.
me. You don't have to like me.
It's my
Move.
social.
Here's loving. If you're my friend and you're acting up and you're funny, I'm going to leave you because I need peace of mind. If you're my boyfriend
No
and you're
time for negativity.
because self-love is important, because the more we drag and onto these negative vibes and negativity, we're never going to get where we're going.
Yeah.
We're going to pause here because Shadia's my friend. I've been with her for years, and then we're not talking anymore. So I'm going to put my life on a pause because life has to move on. Love yourself enough to know that people come and go. Love yourself enough to know that
Her journey.
jobs come and go.
That's
Love
someone
yourself to
else's
know.
journey,
Yes.
yeah.
Love yourself to know that jobs come and go because some people are true of their jobs. Love yourself enough to know that your husband might come and go, your boyfriend, your partner. Love yourself enough to know, like,
Never lose yourself.
exactly.
Never lose
These
yourself.
people, that's why self-love is you don't lose yourself. Okay, let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome back from the break and welcome back to Everything Woman. Everything Woman, as I said earlier, is a space where young women come together to discuss issues that affect us in our personal and professional spaces. So on today's show, we're discussing how to embody fierceness as a woman unapologetically. I think the key word there is unapologetically. So my next question was, what do you guys think? There's stigma. Why? Why is that? Why is there stigma around fierceness, around women who are fierce? Why not only in Uganda, by the way, global. If you actually read or watch you will come to know that there is that certain stigma that comes if you're a fierce woman or if you believe in fierceness. Even for men who believe in fierce women, there's also that stigma like, why are you a feminist? Because I also want to clarify, by the way, because I think people don't know that men can be feminists. Feminism is just a simple, the definition of feminism is advocacy for women's rights. So if you're out there and you want women to go to school, you believe women should be in school, you believe women should have equal pay, you are a feminist.
Equality.
I just think, so now what happens?
Why is that stigma
That
there?
stigma, yeah. Are you ready to go?
Oh no, just like
Watch some sugar.
Yeah.
Go.
The world isn't ready for the fierceness that women bring. Some women are still discovering that about themselves, but the world is intimidated globally. They're intimidated by what that might look like. They're not sure. So because they're not sure, and you know when you're not sure of something, you are afraid of it.
Yeah. Or when you don't know something, you have no knowledge about something, then you're afraid
like
of
this
it.
thing of the devil you know is better than the devil you do not know.
Yes.
Yeah, the angel you don't know.
And that's what it is, you know, that's why it's like they define what fierceness is to them. It could, you know, for some people they think it's a woman that's, you know, toxic, angry.
Yes. An angry feminist.
Yeah.
No, actually, when I hear people saying angry feminists, I'm like, there are women who call themselves angry feminists. But have you asked yourself why they call them angry feminists?
Right.
They say they're angry because they're angry about the rights that they don't get that they deserve and they don't get.
Yes,
So it's not like they're being angry, they hate men. No, they're just angry about those rights that they don't get.
Or change that's not happening. They want change.
Yes.
So, you know, we analyze the reasons why women, you know, perhaps act out in the fierce way that the world is not comfortable with. It's because we want more than just, you know, oh, it's okay. No, we want action.
Yeah.
We want a solution.
Yeah.
We want to see the change. And so then the stigma is born and we're just bulked into this, you know, we're upset, we're angry, we don't know our true power. But it really is the world that is intimidated by the strength in a fierce woman.
Yeah. I love it. No, I love it. And like just to even
Hamshika will kill me because she says one thing and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Sips.
And like, just to add on what she said, I 100% agree. Like they're intimidated.
Yeah.
But leave alone just the fact that they're intimidated. It's like she brought out something is like the world is not ready.
Yeah.
And it's not even because it's not ready. They don't want to. No one wants a fierce woman. And why? It just stems back again to history and like society and everything. Because they believe a woman is supposed to be a certain way.
Yes, I should agree with you, but I don't want us to say no one wants a fierce woman because I know men who want fierce women. My boyfriend wants a fierce woman.
Okay, some of them want fierce women when it benefits them.
But
when it benefits another few.
Rare.
Yeah, and it's very rare that people want fierce women. But the truth is that people don't women have been seen a certain way.
Yeah.
So for a woman to get her power, as she said, there's that uncertainty of what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
What is going to happen if a woman is president?
Yeah.
What is going to happen if a woman
This
is
Uganda.
They can't tell because like they've not had that experience
before.
That's right.
You get they've been used to like the most maybe the people that are welcoming of women in power would be like the most you can be is a vice president.
Right.
So when there's a woman in like who is president, it's like the uncertainty.
Humans fear things they don't know.
They don't know.
Right.
They
fear
fear,
things
but
they
then
don't
the
know.
thing is that a woman that you don't know is also another fear because that whole point is that they've always it's just that conditioning of women should be a certain way. Should be in certain roles, should be in certain societies. And now the fact that we're breaking barriers, it's been years and centuries and women are still breaking barriers. And yes, we're still struggling, but like every single day is like tomorrow, like a different century, you're going to be like, there's a woman president, there's a woman CEO, there's an all-woman-led farm, there's an all-woman-led company, there's like women in tech, there's women in all these spaces,
especially in tech.
all these spaces where women were not viewed to be able to take up spaces. So it's just this thing of like, okay, how are we? Because the men, it's like they were comfortable. This is their space. This is their domain. they have to share it with a woman.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
They're
Like, how is she going to
uncomfortable.
perform?
So they're going to put that stigma on you. They're going to make it seem like, that's when other things come, like a fierce woman, and it's like, you're here, but you're not going to get married. Oh, you're not going to find
as
a
if marriage is
husband.
everything.
Right.
Oh, because like, you're not going to, if you get a husband, like, and this stems back to even our own parents. Like, our own parents will be
Yes,
like,
even
you're too powerful
society.
for a man. Like, he's not going to
Tone
think,
it down.
tone it down.
Relax.
Tone
Like,
down.
Turn it down. Like,
I don't think
I
so.
get you. Like,
If I could count the
encourage
number of
you.
times
I'm
I've been told to
you
tone
send
down.
me to school to be a
Right.
fierce woman. How?
Thanks.
Why are you
So
telling
be
me to tone it down?
confident, but not like that.
Yeah, like don't like
Relax.
No,
and then,
no.
like, sometimes
You see that call that goes around, like women, when you can go to school, but don't study too much. You
Yeah.
can be a CEO, but don't be too much.
Yeah, and I
you
think
can
like,
be confident, but don't be
comes
too
down, I know,
much.
like, people are
What
going
is
to
too
be
much?
too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
what I
Be too much,
actually want to
yeah.
ask, what is too much? Because men are too much every day, and we don't say they're too much.
And that's the thing. And like
So,
for
that's
me,
why I
I'm
ask, I'm
sorry,
like-
but like I know people are going to think that this woman hates men. I do
No.
absolutely don't hate men.
Because they
But it
want-
comes down to for me, it comes down to the fact that the whole stigma is leaving men in power. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
It's
maintain
not
that. It's supposed
healthy.
to maintain that balance
No.
for them. That's where the stigma comes
The
from.
patriarchy.
It's supposed to maintain the balance. Like, okay, fine, let's give you a bond. Let's throw you a
Right.
bond and be like,
Right.
okay, go to school.
Right.
Get some
That's
scholarship.
something.
But just
Yeah.
stay there.
Slow
Like,
down.
don't
Right.
don't
Don't
do too
evolve.
much.
Don't come to-
don't get
Yeah.
too cocky.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's okay. We're just
Yeah.
helping you, and like,
Yeah.
they want to maintain that
Right.
power balance in their head of where they're like
Yeah.
superior,
Yes.
and women are down here.
But sorry.
But
times
sorry,
have changed.
that's not going to
But
happen.
sorry, we're
That's
we're changing the narrative.
That's not going to
2022.
happen.
Generation equality.
happen.
For me, I always talk about
Yeah.
generation. This our generation is generation equality.
That's right.
Women will bring the same things we bring, because before there was more like maybe we're not bringing the same on the table. Now
Yes.
we can bring the same on the table, or even
Yes.
much more on the table.
Absolutely, we bring the table.
Because actually, economically that's something.
Yes.
But I'm bringing my body to the table. I want to give birth. You know, to these children, our
Absolutely.
children. That's my body. So
Yes.
you cannot compare with that.
That's strong.
So that's strong. That's powerful. So.
Yeah.
No. We are done with. I mean, I'm unapologetic about the
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
and I don't like saying. I used to be that person who says sorry before statements, but I stopped because I learned that I have to be unapologetic about the patriarchy.
Right.
Because if you're apologetic and say, "Oh, I'm sorry to say this," I'm not sorry to say this.
Yeah.
I won't be sorry. I am, and I will never be sorry
Yeah,
because
and just-
I am fighting for women's
Women's
rights,
Yeah.
and the women that come after me. I don't ever want them to think the women who are before them were unapologetic, because the only women who are before them were not apologetic. They like we said earlier, they were banning, they were fighting. Then they fought their real fights.
Yes.
Yeah, us we're just actually enjoying the fruits of their fights.
Yeah.
So for me to be apologetic now in
Yeah.
2022,
Yeah.
We're going backwards.
honey, no.
I know. And right before we move into the last question, blessing, I just want to throw this in there. Like, I have a friend who has Siri on her phone. She married a man, like the voice, because she's like, men are going to
Mine
take
is a
orders
man.
from me.
That's
Like,
right.
I want him to take orders from me.
Okay,
Hey,
that's-
Siri, like,
Okay,
take
that's-
my orders.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that's hilarious.
yes, so, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you need
This
to
friend
do.
of hers is interesting. Like, no. This is.
Thank you.
In her head, she's like, I'm not going to check everything.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I
The
supposed to
patriarchy
give
is
another
always-
woman? Like, it's always like, oh, yeah, Siri's a woman, she's not taking orders.
Yeah.
Hey, Siri, do this. Like,
You know, and along with what you're saying, sometimes you're standing somewhere, right? And a man shows up, and it's like they believe you're in their space, literally.
thank you.
And we naturally move out the space.
Thank
I
you.
don't do that anymore.
Thank
I
you.
stay.
Thank
You
you.
can go around me, or you can wait.
Yeah.
I'm not moving out.
Yeah.
I work too hard to get
Yes.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've sweated for this.
It's mine. The
Yes.
atmosphere, the space, it's mine.
Yes.
That's how I'm moving into 2022. Mine.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think this one needs
Thank
to.
you.
I love that.
you.
I love that. I love the whole. I'm not going to be intimidated by men anymore,
No.
you know. And by the way, let me clarify. My show is not about demeaning men. No. That's like, don't get it. I don't want people to get it twisted. We're just trying to say that
We're uplifting.
women, uplifting women, and also if you're out there, we're trying to dismantle. Me, I'm telling you, the patriarchy. Because the patriarchy, if you actually Google, if you have a phone right now, and maybe you wonder what the patriarchy, it's a system
Yes.
that keeps women in power. Everything in homes, leadership places, governments. So if you don't dismantle the patriarchy, we're going to stay behind as women. It's not a way to say we're fighting men. No, we're fighting a system that was put there even before these men were born. It's not their fault that they think the way they think. They think the way they think because they've been raised to think that way. So that's sometimes I don't fight with men. I'm like, this man has been raised to think this way. How do you expect me to know? That's the only thing he knows. Just educate the man, educate him because, and I don't like educating men, but sometimes you have to because they have been raised in a system that says this. The society says this to them.
Like it's the same way some women have been
beyond
raised
them,
to believe that they're supposed to be a certain way and cater to men and only can take up certain spaces. It's a give and take. It's like it's like this thing like matches there are women who you're going to tell like, oh no, you don't have to be like, no. This is what I've known. I've grown up in my culture. In my culture, I was a woman. It's to serve men.
Submit, and be
there.
what?
I had to be submissive.
And there's no problem. And if they the servitude is equal.
Yes.
So if I serve you
serve me too.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Give and take.
And exactly. And me as a woman, I don't mind doing like, for example, if I had like a man, I wouldn't mind like doing things for him. I wouldn't mind serving him.
Yes.
As long as he knew that I'm doing it because I want to. Not because I'm a woman and
that's my problem. And
right.
and that reminds me, this is why for the longest time, everyone who knows me will say blessing and like cooking. You guys, I will clarify today in this show because people think it's something. I can cook.
Master chef,
I can cook.
Yes.
I was raised in a family where they taught me how to cook earlier, but I hated it because of aunties. Because my mom is a feminist, my aunties. But somebody to come and be like, you have to cook because of your husband.
Yes,
How would you be in marriage? I started hating it. I started hating it. I started hating cooking because of that aspect of okay. So I'm trying to cook because I'm a rebel. From childhood, I've been a rebel. If I'm doing something, it has to be something that makes sense to me, and also because I want to. I want to do it. But you're forcing me to because a man who I haven't met. I'm 12 years. I don't know this man. I don't even know if I want to get married. I don't even know who marriage will happen for me.
My mom used to say the same thing.
You're not going to
keep a man if you can't.
If you can cook.
How about I want to eat? I like food.
So if you tell women, if you tell children, learn how to cook for yourself. It's a survival skill. They're going to survive because they know that it's a survival skill. You need to survive. You need to cook because you have to eat.
Yes.
But don't tell me you have to cook for a man. I've never made some 12 years.
Right.
That's bias. For me, that's why I started. I'm like, that's one actually. For me, because I'm a rebel, I cooked. I was like, I'm not going to cook anymore. Yeah. And I didn't cook for like 10 to 30% because I would buy food. I'm like, this is because I'm a rebel. You're not going to make me. And I would cook if I'm alone. If I'm but if I'm with people and I'm just like, so you guys think I'm cooking because there are men around. Then I'm like, I'm not going to be in that space.
Right.
No. I'm not going to be. Especially I'm diminished to think that I'm a woman for the kitchen. No, I'm a woman that is here to take her space as well. So we could have men cooking because the best men in the world. Actually, I don't even know why they say women should be cooks because the best chefs in the world are men.
And when men cook, it's like
the best chefs in the world. If you look at the best chefs, they're men.
I know.
I feel the love.
They're good.
I've grown up with my father, and my father has cooked for me all my life. All my life. It's just things.
Shout out to Shadia's father.
Like everybody that knows me knows my dad. And that's what I'm like. It doesn't make sense to me as a man how you'd come and expect. This is a man who would be like, you have exams. There's no way. Like, it would be just the two of us in the house. Everybody, he has work. I have work. I'm going to come back after a long day of work. I also have school that I'm also balancing with work. But he will not for one be like, she has to cook. He will come home. Because if he comes, he will come home before me. And it's like, if I come home before you, obviously, I'm the one who's going to prepare something for us.
Whoever gets home before the other.
Like,
that's love.
And like, never has he ever made me feel like, as a woman, I should cook.
It's a woman.
And it's a job.
No. That's amazing.
And some of my relatives even learned from him.
Right.
So,
this is it, right? If you empower women, women empower men.
Men.
And it's like a circle.
Thank you.
If the woman heals,
it's a cycle.
If the woman heals her mind, her soul, her emotions, and understands her calling into fierceness, she will heal her entire family, her land, her nation. And so then you can sit back. My husband, we've been married 20 years, and he knows the key to my heart is food. He knows the facial expressions.
Shout out to Coach Kamchuka's husband. He's about that's how you know he's supportive. He's even here, watching here. So
and food is very important to me because it determines sometimes how I move next. and he will, if he can't cook, he will make sure there's food.
There's food,
Right?
yeah.
And it's not that I love to cook.
Yeah.
And I love to cook because I love to eat.
Yeah.
But there are moments when I can't get to cooking.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a simple thing. It's if you operate in your fierceness, you empower others to walk in their
And their
confidence also.
confidence as well.
Yeah.
No, that's a key thing because
Yeah.
like that's the key thing because I know from what you said it's like because like my grandparents on my father's side was so empowered. My grandmother, like she's the one that taught my dad how to cook. Made sure all
Yes,
the
the
boys
women
knew
are
how
the
to
ones who
cook.
do this,
You see,
yeah.
and like it's like a ripple effect.
Yes.
And when people say that,
Yes.
oh my God, you want change and everything, but you could just empower one woman,
That's
and
it.
there'd be so much of a ripple
Right.
effect.
That's
Because
why-
now there's like him.
Right.
His other
Look at
siblings,
that.
all his other brothers.
just-
then
and
there's
you.
me,
And you're a
then
lawyer.
there's me, and you get, and I'm
And
a
look at all
lawyer,
the
and I know, like I want my son, if I get a son, to be like my father, and like
It's
it's
just-
just
what
a
you just said
ripple,
is
and
so
what I do,
beautiful.
he will do that, and it's like less
Taking over the
work.
show.
I've
It's so
loved this. The way you've just said the ripple effect.
The
Yes.
I just mentioned
ripple
at the
effect.
beginning about my grandmother. There's her. Then she has all her children. Her children are all feminists.
Yeah.
Then there is us.
Yes.
If anyone, everyone has been my family. Shout out to Dylan, Ruth. These all my sisters.
Yeah.
Tasha, like we're two. They always say you guys your family is just something else because
Yeah.
you will step in a space to be like, okay, she knows her space, and we're all different.
Yeah.
Our belief in fierceness. I'll be this, Ruth will be that,
That's right.
but we're going to know that we are all about one thing.
Yeah.
Once women empowered. So wherever we step into, and that's because of one woman, like you said, like
Right.
one person can have this
look at
ripple
that.
Ripple
effect.
effect on so
Yeah.
many other people,
Yeah.
and like affect so many other people.
Yeah, it's true, and the way you said the same thing. My boyfriend as well. He's been raised by a single mother, and the way he treats me, I'll tell you the fact. It's I even always say, I'm like, baby, it's your mom.
Yeah.
It's your mom because
And like he
had
also knows now, like when he has a son, he has to
Yes.
make sure the son
Yes.
embodies
that
that.
ripple effect.
at
I see
that.
it.
That's
I
so
see what you
beautiful.
guys mean. Like
Wow.
it's beautiful. Okay, let's finish.
Yeah.
The last question: how do we address this challenge of this stigma, the stigma in society? How can we, what can we do to change the stigma? Like as women rights activists, because I think we all are.
That's right.
As the government, you know, whoever is in that space, business women, businessmen, civil society, how do they address this challenge? Because it's a big challenge,
Yeah.
and it's actually leading, like really making us stay back. You know, we're still behind because of this stigma that people don't understand.
Yeah.
So what can we do?
I'm gonna say, let's start with how we think of the definition of fierceness.
Yeah.
Let's start with ourselves.
Yes.
Let's start with perhaps when we think of generational, we can think of how we can pass on the fierceness generationally. Intentionally. Because the women before us, they did it. You know, unintentionally or intentional, they did it.
They didn't.
And we take from them.
Yeah.
We do.
But now, how about if we were intentional
To know about it.
about it?
Intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional empowerment,
Yeah.
intentional
Exactly.
fierceness,
Exactly.
being fierce intentionally.
That's right.
Yeah.
And passing
and-
it down intentionally.
Yes.
I love it, and like what she said, just to add on that, because to me it's like there's so many organizations, there's so many spaces that want to support women, and we go straight to like the issue, maybe